Welcome everybody. Keith Pitch here, founder of the Pitch Mortgage team. I just want to say thank you for joining us here today and congratulations for taking the first step in learning a process for those of you that may or may not have a down payment. Learning the process of what the possibilities out there are. There's a lot of great down payment assistance programs out there, and today we're going to talk about one that you may be able to buy a house with just as little as $1,000. So before we jump into that, I want to make sure that everybody has been able to successfully download the illustration. On here is all the interest, APR, down payments, closing costs, all the stuff that we're going to review at a high level here. It's all detailed out here in this illustration. So make sure that you have this before we go. If you don't have this, go ahead and push pause. I'll wait for you for a second and get that in front of you. So good. Everybody got that? Great. Okay, so what I am passionate about here is home ownership. I want to help more people bridge that gap from renting to owning. And one of the biggest hurdles that people have is the down payment. The cool part about this program that we're going to discuss is this down payment issue is solved with the Chenoa FHA Advantage program. So we're going to write it up here. We're going to do a Chenoa illustration. Chenoa FHA Advantage. So this program allows people on the FHA chassis. The FHA, let me step back really quick. The FHA requires that you put 3.5% down. So a lot of people say, hey, I don't have $14,875 just to dump into a house and become illiquid. So how am I going to solve for this problem and still buy a house because I don't want to pay for rent anymore? I don't want to pay somebody else's mortgage. I want to pay my own mortgage. So the cool part about the Chenoa FHA program is Chenoa gives you this $14,875 in the form of a second mortgage. So again, in your illustration, the rates on that second mortgage and the payments on that second mortgage are there disclosed for you. So you can take a look at that. But what this program does, it makes this bucket a possibility. Check mark. We got that money covered. So people are super excited about that. Then they say, oh, well, there's still closing costs such as underwriting, appraisal, title, and escrow. I don't have $4,494 for that. And then there's got to be prepaid taxes because you got to pay the tax man your real estate taxes, and you got to get the first year of insurance on the house, and there's a little bit of interest that you pay at the closing. So I don't have an extra $4,000 for that bucket either. So the reason why this is so important right now in today's market in the Seattle Puget Sound area, we've been a really, really hot market for the last 2.5 years, and this strategy hasn't worked. This new strategy, well, not new, this reinvigorated strategy is back. We're using it with clients today, and here's how it works. These two numbers between closing costs and prepaid taxes and insurance total $85.23. So your dilemma is, I don't want to become a liquid and dump all my money into $85.23. I don't want to dump it all onto that closing costs and be cash poor. So one thing in the purchase and sale market, the seller of the house is allowed to pay the buyer's closing costs. So we can ask the seller in this $425,000 illustration to kick in a little over 2% and cover these closing costs. So these will equal seller paid. So this is a strategy that's only starting to come back to the market now that we have property sitting for 30, 40, 50 days. Sellers are saying, hey, I want to sell my house. You, the buyer, saying, I want to buy your house. Let's meet in the middle and make this transaction happen. So this 85.23 now becomes a seller paid situation. And your initial investment when you wrote the purchase and sale of $1,000 for earnest money is now what you have invested into the transaction. So to recap this really quick, just to make sure that it lands, the down payment is a second mortgage. You will have, per the illustration, you'll have to pay it back. However, you don't have to come up with this liquidity right now and become cash poor. So that's the beautiful part about this program. The second part, the second two buckets of the closing costs per the underwriting guidelines and per allowable procedures in the purchase and sale market, these two right here can be paid by the seller. So thank you, seller. We appreciate your generosity in helping us making this transaction a success. So I want you to walk away from this and say, hey, this may be a real possibility for me. There's strategies when we talk about seller paid closing costs. We're not going to go offer on houses that are just new to the market. We're going to wait and we're going to put together a strategy with my referral partners, my great realtors out there, to make sure that this is a implementation of a strategy that we can actually effectively take to the market, which is why I'm so excited to bring it back today, because like I said, with houses being out there for 30 days, now is the time that buyers, if we re-energize the market and get back out there, we're going to be successful. It won't be all about the seller's market, the seller's market, the seller's market. It'll be the buyers are starting to win in this market, and that's what I want to see. I want to see more home ownership, and I want to see you stop renting. So in closing, here's my offer to you. I think if you like what these numbers look like, if we've got the liquidity to put down the earnest money, I think we check the other boxes. In the pre-approval process, we're going to look at credit. We're going to make sure that you have qualifying credit. In the pre-approval process, we're also going to look at your income and make sure that the income is acceptable for FHA underwriting standards. So once we mark those two boxes off, we can then qualify for this program. So knowledge is power. You've spent the last 4 or 5 minutes with me here getting knowledgeable. The next step is action. So I would advise you click the link below. It'll take you to our online application as well as our document checklist to start the online application process and get pre-approved today. And I would love to help you facilitate a transaction using the Chenoa program and stop the rental rat race. Look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. My information is also here. Email, text me, whatever is best for you. Look forward to hearing from you and hope you have a great day.